Good afternoon. We are here to discuss about learning statistics. So, guys, hello po. Thank you for volunteering in this study. So, let's start with the first question. Do you experience any difficulties in statistics?
Yes.
Yes. Please reply. Explain your answer.
Um, the difficulties I face in statistics is mostly what to make use of the data. I mean, we gather the data, but what do we do with it, and how would we get our analysis, or how would we get the data for analyzation? It's like we get the numbers, we get the survey, but we don't know what to do with it, and what formula would we use, and how would we do it, and how to compute for it. That's the difficulties we face.
I think mine is more on about learning statistics. I think it's hard to learn statistics by just reading it on books without having the prior experience or having it experience on hand. I think it's very difficult to learn statistics.
For me, it's hard to learn statistics, especially in getting the measures, then other terminologies about statistics.
For me, the problems that I experience or difficulties that I encounter in learning statistics is the basics, just such as reading and analyzing data. Since I don't know how to, I'm not that good in analyzing the data given to me, especially when I have, even though I have performed the survey and I have taken all the data, I don't know what to do after it. Just like Bernard's, and I don't know how to analyze and create graphs in according to the data.
Yeah, and for me, same with Bernard. So because of so much formulas, um, it's hard to find out which formula will I use in a certain data. And I also find difficulty in counting the frequency of a given set of scores like that.
Well, yeah, for me, yes, although statistics has been discussed or introduced to me or for us in the previous grade level, there remains confusion in me here at the present time because I realized that statistics doesn't revolve only on the measures of central tendency, which are the mean, mode, or median. There are lots of information out there which I haven't learned yet because I only learned about the basic stats. For example, I am confused, same with Regine and Van, confused when it comes to using those formulas for a specific situation.
Okay, next questions will be what do you think is the most effective way or approach to learn statistics given the choices like, for example, discussion, discovery, cooperative learning, active learning, and integration of technology? Which do you prepare?
I actually prefer a mix of discussion, discovery, active learning, and integration of technology. I think discussion is important because students need to learn it or need to hear what is statistics and what are the other parts of statistics from the teacher itself, and discovery by using different activities. For example, uh, students use Excel through this specific day, and then they discover it on their own through activities. The teachers guide them because I think that it's more if you a student interact with a specific, I don't know, program, for example Excel, they would greatly learn in statistics than to just memorize the parts, what to do with it, what are the formulas. I think if the students discovered themselves what is this and that, they would greatly advance in statistics and active learning, because of course you a student must also know how to transmit what they learned from what they discovered to other students such as themselves. Thus the reporting approach, or when a student reports, it means that they are well learned, or they are well informed on what to do with it. For example, the Excel. And the integration of technology, the use of gadgets in a class for that specific use for the statistics, because I think the technology is very essential in statistics nowadays.
I think I'm more on the discussion and discovery part I think it's already enough having the teachers explain the lectures and or while having the students experience it on hand would be the most efficient ways since having it's like gaining knowledge while also at the same time gaining experience like hitting two birds with one stone. And also I believe that the result on the activities that the students will participate on would be enough or would be enough proof for the students to say that they have learned something about statistics based on the teacher's lecture. That's all.
Okay, for me, I choose the discovery and um, integration of technology. In discovery, they're going to define some terms or the terms about statistics and do some activities that may help them in learning statistics. Then in integration of technology, they're going to apply it in some applications that may help for them to wait to help them to improve their learning about statistics.
So the most effective approach for me is discussion, integration of technology, and cooperative learning. Since for me, discussion is the best way to teach or to educate someone. Since I learn better in discussion, and for me, if a specific topic is discussed and then it is focused, the students or the ones that you are discussing with will easily understand the topic. And also the integration of technology goes well with discussion since as the teacher or as the discusser discusses the topic, you can use your gadgets or you can use different applications to perform or to try the things that is discussed to you. And also cooperative learning goes well with this too since with multiple minds working together is better and more ideas will come. And I believe that the more minds or the more ideas that there are, the better the learning that the students can get.
For me, I think the most effective approach is through integration of technology and discussion, because we all know that most students nowadays can relate when it comes to technology. And by using this technology like gadgets such as laptops, cell phones, it can get their attention or interest, and eventually it will help them to understand more about statistics, and also with the help of the teachers who explains the lesson briefly.
Well, for me, the most effective approach also are the discussion and integration of technology. Well, as we all know, technology is basically designed in order for us to have an easier task. And by the integration of technology for the students, to learn stats will be a great help. Yes, we can learn from the discussion since it will be a great help, but using gadget for the actual application of what you have learned using from that discussion will surely have a great impact on learning the stats.
Are you sure you want to learn more about integration technology? Is it easier?
Yes,
Really?
it's much easier than
So
to
what
learn.
we're doing for the Excel Friday is effective on you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's because you use Excel and you use it for real life. It's much more easier than to than to manually compute for the frequency, look for it, and then use a calculator. So let's just use Excel because
It's
Excel
easier.
it's easier. There are shortcuts in Excel to know the frequency of this number and how to compute for it efficiently, but much quicker than just manually type it on a calculator.
Okay, for the next question, do you think that you need to learn better about statistics?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think that learning is in statistics you would apply it later on in
Yes.
real life
Yes.
situation?
Yes. Definitely.
And then also, are the learning materials provided by the school enough to learn statistics as of now?
No, as of now, no. I think no. As of now, no.
Okay, let's start with Patricia.
For me, yes, ma'am, because our school is modernized already. We have a computer lab, we have also a television inside our rooms, but
Okay.
the fact is that we cannot maximize it. So there is, we have a less learning about the statistics.
Yeah, same with Patricia. We have our computer lab which we can use if ever needed. And um, most students and teachers have gadgets which also they can use in learning statistics.
No, the provided materials of the school ain't enough for the learning of statistics since there even though the school is modernized or we have the computer labs and televisions inside the school inside the facilities or inside the classrooms, it's still not enough, such as the facilities ain't that good enough for adapting into the learning of statistics for applying the applications or using the applications. Also the modules are ain't enough in learning, so how can possibly the students cope up without the modules or without complete module sets?
Yes, for me it's also a no, because for me the facilities ain't still enough, because I think it's not even rational to the population of the students here in our school. Then um, it's a no because they're just
Well, I think I'm more on the side that it's a no, because I believe that although we have the facilities, the comm labs, computers, not every student has access onto it, and also
We cannot maximize it.
I think I'm speaking more from the, or I'm speaking based on the students, every student here in school. I think they have insufficient knowledge regards to statistics, because the school only provided them or us books or hard copies of lectures, which most of the students, including me, find difficult to understand. And also having insufficient facilities for students, for every students, would be or inefficient, because if only a few students have access into these comm labs, how can the other students cope up with the knowledge that these few students have gained or something? That's all.
I think no. I'm also a no. It's just that yeah, like Patricia and Eugene mentioned, there are facilities which we use computers for Excel Friday, but I think there's a real problem if you learn statistics in the fourth quarter, in the last quarter of your batch. It's like if you learn it in the first quarter and then you learn it also in the second, third, and fourth, it's like the knowledge stays with you rather than just in a quarter, because sometimes students tend to forget what they learn, especially in the last quarter, because it's the last quarter, and that the like if you learn statistics in the four quarters, the
Students would tend to forget about it.
yes
By the
students,
next year.
but if you keep up a consistent learn or a constant lesson from first to fourth quarter, then students would retain their knowledge and then use the facilities more, even though they not all of the students can use it or have access. Then it can be raised to um, the whole grade 10, for example. For us, the whole grade 10, for example, if students learn statistics from first to fourth grading, then they might have schedules when to use Excel Friday, when to use a computer laboratory, and how to use Excel properly. It's just that students tend to say that the subject is hard because the consistency of what they know is not that great, or there's no consistency in teaching statistics thoroughly, because statistics is a very broad subject, and I think it must be tackled thoroughly, not just in lectures the students write and the teachers discuss it briefly and then they apply it. It's more of if statistics students should learn statistics thoroughly, and I think the only way for it is to learn it from the first to fourth quarter.
So are you suggesting that statistics should be a really separate subject than be included in one subject mathematics and then you just tackle in 1 quarter. So are you suggesting that separate course for that?
No, it's more like think of the Excel file. It's like the consistency of Excel file. You apply it on the first grading, then you schedule it, and up to the fourth grading. It's more of when it's Excel Friday. It's Excel Friday. You don't make excuses for like it's not Excel Friday because this and that. It's like you integrate into the school that there's Excel Friday every
So,
Friday.
so are you suggesting that this program, the Extra Friday, should be adapt it again, and the next year is not just a project anymore, but a regular program for grade
Yes.
10 students? Would you love that?
Yes, because I think if Excel Friday is adapted to the school, then students would really learn statistics and probably make use of the Excel more than just in real life.
And then you really can apply it in the integration, the statistics and the Excel, right?
Yes.
The integration of technology and statistics. So are you suggesting, you mentioned a while ago, Jerry, that, and Basense, about the module. Are you satisfied with the module, what you have now? So are you suggesting that there should be a separate module for statistics to learn better?
Yes.
Focus, since there is a mini research, right?
Yes.
I think maybe a more
It may have
simplified
been
version of the module that we already have would be better.
Or more of like it's more of a tourist step by step on what to
Yeah.
make use of the statistics. It's more of
Yes.
yes, the module can be complicated, but the process of how to use of how to use the
Seriously, that's
no, no,
weird.
I think that's
It's
really
weird.
for example where was I?
We're just scared.
Where was I? What was I
Step
talking
by
about?
step.
Step by step. For example, if students learn it, for example, the Excel Friday, then the module is handed out, then the module lays it out from getting simpler to more complicated based on what they have learned from the previous lesson. It's more would help the students greatly than just saying it like this is for a brief time and then you learn it. The students
I have a question for you. In regards to your idea having the statistic as a subject or a part of math that would start from first grading to fourth grading, would that be let's say easily achievable? I mean, if students would study statistics while having their lessons in math or other lessons in math from first grading, would you think that it is easy for them to understand statistics that way?
And that's why the module must be handed out from a simple step to a much more complicated step as the lesson goes on. It's more like for the first grading, you don't jump into
Statistics, right?
no, you don't jump into complicated statistics right away. You explain the basics of the statistics. You join how complicated what is the level of the complexity of your statistical lesson in regards to the quarter, of how hard a quarter is. For example, from the first quarter, of course, the student expects that statistics should be statistics class should be a little more basic, and then as you go on, the fourth grading should a little bit more complicated than the first three. It's more of you don't give statistics right away, like it's okay, it's complicated, then you do it step by step. I'm gonna explain you why it's complicated and how it's complicated. No, it's like you give it what are the basic principles of statistics, what is how, then let them master in their own time, and then move on to more complicated lessons in statistics.
So are you saying that technology should be really be included or integrated?
Yes.
Wait,
I,
with
I mean,
regards
it's
to
not
the
just
module,
about
what kind of module are we talking about?
It's like it's a book or it's
hard
a
it's
copy
it's
or-
like a user manual.
so it's like a hard copy.
Yeah, a hard
Ah,
copy.
Then it's
So
much
it's like more of a guide through in
Excellent.
learning statistics together with the technology.
Yeah, it's much more easier than
So as if even without the teacher, you can do it on your own, self-taught, self-learn. So
Yeah.
would you like that?
yes. And if
Wait, I'm not kind of into hard copy modules.
of
I mean,
course,
I
it's
don't
more
really
technology
Hard
based.
copy module, but then it could be
can always-
available
and-
just in case later on if the program will be approved.
It's just that because if you have a hard copy of your module, it's much more easier to browse it than do the online and you scroll,
Yes,
scroll,
but
and
I
then-
think I'm on the student side with regards to hard copy of books. It's like most students nowadays don't appreciate
Books.
hard books.
hard books, unfortunately. Yes. Yeah, it can also be that. It's just that for example, I'm in grade 11, but I received my module in grade 10, and yet I still find my module in grade 10 still
Useful.
useful to me. So it's much handier that way to give hard copy of the module and a soft copy if they ever lost the hard copy. It's just for purposes. Then and not all students, really avoid books or something like that.
So aside from Excel, what do you think would be what application or program in technology can you use to learn statistics or help you learn statistics? Do you know any other application?
I think PowerPoint
But-
would be a great computer program.
Discussion.
Or
Just for discussion.
yeah, for presentation of data.
With regards to learning statistics.
With regards to learning statistics.
Do you have any idea?
Microsoft already provided that.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
regards to
So,
It's
are you
very,
satisfied with just one application?
But I think there are
For grade 10, for grade
grade 10,
10,
yeah.
not that complicated, but for grade 10, Excel is enough.
yes, because it can be not complicated, and it can also be used for complicated statistics.
So now, how would you feel really if the integration of technology will be in a regular basis included in the curriculum? How would you feel? 5 is the happiest.
Five. I think I'd feel six. No, I think I'd feel excited.
I think you're experiencing it right now, right?
Yeah.
4, why 4?
pressure.
Pressure, why?
The more the subjects, the more the pressure.
I see.
Let's be practical, people.
No, I think I'd be personally excited for Excel 5.
Yes.
I think it's just that because
the pressure is there.
it would be it's how do you say that, exciting. It's more interesting to learn what is statistics.
Other than just a regular discussion group, so this year, you experience it and applying it, what you have learned in statistics, so you preferred it that way. If it is what? In regular basis.
It's a very regular basis.
And
Okay.
the teacher would focus
On
on helping
statistics,
students.
yes, in statistics. It's it'd be very exciting to learn statistics because a teacher who guides you step by step, and then they let you discover on what to use with Excel. You provided that you have a hard copy of the manual, it would be very helpful because you look at the manual and then you type it and then you see that it works and the results are precise and clear.
And it's like what I said, it's like gaining knowledge while also gaining experience.
Okay, that's it for the interview. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.